Yes, sir. Yes, sirski. Yes, back for another one. You feel me? Very important one. If y'all what's good with y'all again, chat? Welcome back to another one. If you're new here, make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, hype the video, come back, you know what I'm saying? Check out the video again, because we got another classic. You feel me? We got another classic in the building. Shout out to everybody coming up here. Make sure to remember that we still got, let me see. Yes, we still got the raffle going on. I got 3 Fandango cards. Fandango cards going to the movies and everything like that. We doing I'm trying to build up the entries. We almost to a point that I'm going to give it away. So people, I'm trying to send some people to go see The Odyssey, man. I'm telling you right now, I've been saying it, you know, in the last stream, the stream before that movie was a classic and everything like that. Like, listen, I'm trying to send a couple of people there. You know what I'm saying? So that giveaway will be soon, maybe in the next week or so, I would say. But we are getting closer and closer to football. Let's go. Let's go indeed, man. And I feel there's a lot of stuff that I want to hit on. This is going to be one of the important shows, man. The camp indicators. This is something, every season there's a lot of stories that we pick up on that end up being, things that help us in the middle of the season, or like we were seeing early signs that it could probably, hinder us in the middle of the season. So, but these are the storylines that I sat down and I thought up with, and you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to present them to y'all because I thought it was very important that we highlight, because these are things I'm going to be keying in on. These are going to be my indicators. These are going to be my storylines that I'm going to be paying attention to the most in this upcoming season, especially in the next 2 weeks when the Cowboys fully report for Oxnard. And I'm so excited. Indeed. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. All right. The first indicator that I will be keying in on is Brian Schottenheimer and his coaching evolution. This is his second year, going into being a head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. First year, was it a success? Can we hold it against them? There's a lot of questions within that, but I'm paying attention to like the improvements I'm trying to see from my head coach. So one big thing that I actually was proud of that they did, you know what I'm saying? One big thing that I was proud of that they did was in OTAs, I was very happy to hear that what's the best way to say it? I was happy to see the amount of people I saw getting the green dot position, because that was a big issue, and I brought it up. I think I was one of the only few people to bring it up, that was a big indicator, not just on our DC, but on our head coach, of how unprepared we were in some areas in the team. Even though, not having a plan B just in case, in this sport where things most likely go wrong in this physical sport, I thought was pretty eye-alarming for me. And then having the plan B learn the position in the middle of the season in Kenneth Murray, I'm talking about in the Mike position. I'm paying attention to little tweaks like this, like what is Shotty going to be doing and what he's going to improve within the season. Another thing, another area, he kept mentioning in the OTAs that he's going to be very much so emphasizing, he's getting his voice, but he's emphasizing his identity. And the identity he was speaking of was being physical. He mentioned that he was going to be having more physical practices this time around. He's going to be honing in on it because he had this clear eye view, this visualization of what he wants the Cowboys to look like. in December, in January, and building up to that. So I'm being paying attention to see, like, in the midst, even within our environment, what are the little things you're going to be doing to help improve the Dallas Cowboys in that area, and maintaining that physicality, and just I literally want to see from the first joint practice, what I'm saying, versus the Rams to the preseason, that when I look at the Dallas Cowboys, hey, we look like a team that, like, if anything else, where everything is going wrong, they are going to be physical no matter what. Okay. Then, like, I want to see, Shoddy, in terms of his own intensity, like he managing his own emotions. One of the main things that I paid attention to, like, from the season before, especially when we had the joint practices with the Rams, and me and Boss talked about this, is how, like, he thought it was going to be honorable play, with Sean McVay. They exchanged, what they were trying to do within the season. No, within the practice, within that, that structured practice. And Sean McVay completely abandoned it. So basically, having this gamesmanship, not revealing his true cards, or saying one thing and meaning another. And I remember, Shoddy, he said he got emotional during the game, and he just, said, F it. Like, F what I'm trying to work on and everything like that. I'm just trying to match the intensity, trying to match, the level that they're on. Because, like, relatively so, the Rams were justified. Why should they stoop to our level, who we just hired a new head coach, new DC, new OC last year, have a brand new team? Like, the Rams were in year 7. So I'm very interested, like, this year, now you hit that mark, you hit that mistake. Like, what are you going to do differently around this time, in terms of, preparing, how you're going to pivot, like, how you're going to galvanize? Like, is that going to leak in, to, I would say, the play of your team? Because I felt like how we played in that joint practice versus the Rams was a reflection on Schottenheimer, to be one, especially even on the defensive side of the ball. I know it was early on, but when people look back on that, and like, this is why the joint practice is going to be so important. They said, it was pretty much a ass whooping. Like, we got out physical, we got outmatched. Like, we didn't belong on the field with them. Don't even mention what the defense was doing. So I'm very much so seeing, like, of the mistakes that Shoddy made last year, or of the missteps, like, how much of those missteps is he going to be, may not necessarily correct immediately, but he's working intentionally to not make that same mistake again. And this is one of the things we have to deal with, especially dealing with a brand new head coach. Last year, learning on the job, learning how to win, learning how to learning how to manage. This is one of the things that the front office, look, man, this is one of the things that you took a risk on, and hey, what I'm saying? Like, you signed him to that line. You brought Brian Schottenheimer in. These are one of the growing pains that we have to grind to. We knew the risk of. We knew that it was going to take time for him to learn some of these lessons. And I hate that we're doing it in the middle of the time where we got so many of our core pieces are basically hitting their prime. But, like, I want to see how much of, like, the development with Shoddy, leaning into his teachers that he got from his dad, like, or just maybe, like, a lot like lessons, because Shoddy has had a long coordinator career. Maybe he's taking notes from previous head coaches he worked up under. Like, it's different when you are the man. So, and this is one of the things I'm gonna be paying attention to with Shoddy within that. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see. I don't know about y'all, but I want to see what Shoddy's one voice, one message is. Because, like, a lot of the players we've been seeing, he's been fighting for his culture. And it's been a lot quiet, I will say, from the front office standpoint, in terms of Jerry, in terms of Steven. I really want to see if this trend continues, and most of all, like, what does this team look like when everyone is aligned under the head coach? So I'm very excited to see that. All right. Now, from the head coach, I want to transition over to the next coach that I'm going to be paying attention to, and this is a big storyline. Like I'm trying to get a thermometer and a gauge on Christian Parker. Everything, like, because the allure around Christian Parker's name, he's a prodigy. People saying he's not going to be here for long. Like his development with the corners. I'm trying to get an entire thermometer with. I'm be keying in on all those clips we get when I get a chance to go out there into the practices at Frisco. Like I'm very much so, or even like studying the film in the preseason of his defenses. I'm very much so trying to, get a feel of what the defense that we are getting ready to run with Christian Parker. This is very important. Like how much of a coach he is. Like, is he in tune? Like I am going to, my antennas will be immediately on Christian Parker, even in the joint practices. And I know that we have a high standard with that, but this is where I agree with Boss on. I'm gonna be paying attention to in them joint practices, even versus the Rams. I don't care if they are loaded on offense. Like, the one thing we let go under the radar is how much Eberflus got his ass whooped by running them zones versus a playoff caliber juggernaut in that team. So what do I expect you to win? No, but I expect you to be going out here and going out there and competing. I need to see this defense have a new aura in that room. I want to see some excitement when I go out there, when it comes to, the practices and everything like that. I'm going to very much so be paying attention to those things. I'm saying that right now. I'm going to be paying very, very close attention to that. It's your first time running a defense. I want to know, like, can I get a sense of what are you trying to attack? Like, are the players immediately trying to grasp what you're trying to do? Like, what is your plan? What is your why? Like, because I love that we got Christian Parker, but this allure, I will say that everyone's just, he's a prodigy, that he's a wonder in terms of his mindset. I think he is smart, and I think he is, a bit of that, but I think a lot of people have been crowning him too much so, because it's like, bruh, it is different from when you are just a passing game coordinator and you're coordinating like one side of the defense. You know what I'm saying? Versus you being the head man, you being the actual, you know what I'm saying, HIC. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like the head guy in charge, and like you drawing up the game plan, you drawing the coverage schemes with, the run defense schemes, you dealing with very much so how you going to deal with and overcompensate of what you lack. How much are you dependent on the vision you learned? You know what I'm saying? Because in my opinion, with Christian Parker, I very much so believe this defense is going to be heavy rooted in them Fangio type, teachings, which, and if it is, I do not think this roster is very much so ready to give 100% of Christian Parker's vision. And if it is not ready, it's my job to do like I'm doing, do like y'all doing right now. We get in here, we lobby for what he needs. If we go out there and you are doing a lot of safety, switches, you showing a lot of things on the roof, and everything that you got is based on that zone bend but don't break scheme. But a little bit of the trickery and the edge room is not working. I'm going to be lobbying for us to go get that Kyrie Irving of the pass rushes. I'm I'm aiming high with Max, but I will be. This is why it's going to be so important with that. You know what I'm saying? Then yeah, that's Christian Parker. I can't wait to see, because it's something different. I'm like going from Eberflus. It's just knowing we're on the other side of Eberflus is so amazing. But look, man, and this is for Shotty and CP. I know y'all young, And I know y'all, have a whole future ahead of y'all, but listen up. The Dallas Cowboys are in contention mode. So no pressure, but a lot of pressure. I need y'all to, let's get over let's iron out these growing pains quickly for a coach. Really, real quick. So that's with that. So that's Christian Parker. I'm very interested to see. My next thing I want to see within the next, the indicator, the next story, I'm going to be, I would say, number 3. I will be keying in on this entire training camp. Will competition prevail? Will competition prevail? Just being frank with you. Some people live their entire Cowboys, fandom life and just ignore and think we do everything perfect and we do everything all right. I'm here to tell y'all, this is not that channel. We're going to point out the flaws, and I know when the flaws are loud and clear. And the one thing I will say that I made this channel for, that I am very much so I won't root it out from this team. The front office politics and I'm gonna put in another one, the coaching sponsorships. One thing I hate is when we have talent on this team and we let it go out the door because we're pushing it out the door, and it's still good talent that we could have used on this team. Now, I understand that we're not going to catch everyone. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be able to, stop all talent that's coming through the room. I understand that, but of what we can stop, it's very important that we get all the juice out of this lemon. So, of course, all the biggest competition I'm very much so looking at is very much so important, and it's got its own section too. The running back 2 position. I'm dead serious. I'm paying attention to that running back room. We've been talking about this all season. The Mike linebacker position. Paying attention to that very closely indeed, because y'all been hitting at it, and I just haven't been sounding the alarms on it. But I will say, what's happening at linebacker is giving me worry. I just pray that we are not allowing, because I am praying that we are not allowing the solution of the problem just to completely walk out the back door, because we're forcing him out. That's my prayer for the Dallas Cowboys, because that is a area that we can solve now, and it can literally, cost us cheaper on the books, or it'll be a worry that we won't have to worry about into the season, along with the bigger needs. The one thing I hate is when the Dallas Cowboys carry these little needs, and people focus on that when we have another need that can literally be a more transcendent than linebacker. That's why I want them to solve it. Cornerback is another position I will be paying attention to in terms of competition. Letting competition prevail. If Deron Bland, which I kind of predict, if he is on the field and is not looking in Kobe, and he's not looking better than Kobe Durant, we cannot be afraid just because we paid this guy to be saying hey, you are not our CB1, you are not our cornerback 1, you are a cornerback 2, possibly even cornerback 3. I keep telling you, I hate mentioning this team, but the one thing that they have that literally is probably the ultimate, level of team building, and this is why they are constantly competing and contending for Super Bowls, is with the Philadelphia Eagles. They are not afraid, regardless if they paid you or if they not, or if they drafted you, that they will find someone better, and they're hoping to get someone better to push you down the roster. Well, in Cowboy land, we love to prop people up. My prime example, when the Philadelphia Eagles won a Super Bowl, what people don't forget is in that same season, they had a cornerback by the name of James Bradbury on their roster. They signed a giant contract too. They pushed his ass all the way down on the depth chart. This man in the middle of the season was literally on the practice squad making $30+ million. Here in Cowboy land, I think it's the wrong mentality because we automatically think, bro, like they will never do that here in Dallas. But that's the difference between doing stuff to win and just doing stuff because that's who we're betting on. We're putting our finger on the scale. No, I want the best people playing. If the best person playing is making $2 and he's better than the guy making 30 million, I'm sorry with the guy making 30 million. Sit him down. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I'm also like paying attention to like the especially with the edge room because I like we have guys that we drafted, and here in Dallas when we draft you from round 1 to even pick number 252, we expect your ass to be a starter right off back. When in fact, and I just made a video on this, and I'm gonna do a shameless plug later, that sometimes, especially in these other positions, these slow developing positions, the discounted veteran that you brought in most likely or is currently better than the rookie you got. So I'm going to be paying attention to the snap distribution because my main example is that was a Donovan Azaraku last year. Made a whole video on it. I was screaming from the mountaintops. Y'all saw me. We came on here on DC Universe. I was literally saying it. Listen, bro, like Donovan Azaraku did not look good in that preseason. Okay, we need to be lowering his reps. He shouldn't even be thought of to be the starter. Just being honest with you. Matter of fact, he should be close to the bottom of the roster in terms of the edge position. James Houston should have been over him. The rest of peace, Marshawn Neely should have been over here. Dante Fowler should have been over him, and Sam Williams, all of them, because they all had better camps and better preseason. If your rookie is struggling with lesser competition, why are we forcing him out there with more? That does not make sense in any level of any sports. You have to earn your reps. I'm not going to, especially in the time period we are in with the Dallas Cowboys. I think it's very much so backwards team building, backwards football operations to be competing for a Super Bowl, but afraid to sit down your young guy in the midst of you competing. I'm not like these other people who be like, well, Lou, he's a rookie. You need to give him reps. Man, damn that. Look, bro, if your reps is causing us to lose or not giving us, we're not getting like the proper, output from you in order to contribute to a win, come sit by me, bro. Come sit by me and let somebody go do it. We are in the midst of a fight, and I think too many people think that we are trying to turn privates or, grunt soldiers and thinking putting them out there in the battlefield in the midst of a war is going to turn them to a commander or a captain overnight. That shit does not happen. It only happens with the best of the best. And the reason why people were fighting me on that with Donovan Azaraku is because they saw literally we gave him more reps to Micah. Not thinking in our mind that, hey, Micah may be generational. So he should be the exception, not the rule. Just being frank. If DeMarcus Lawrence was getting less reps in his early season, then it's only fair that any guy who we think of is not even better than that should be getting, less reps as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I am very much so paying attention to. Number 3, will true competition prevail? That has been your mantra, Shotty. You hire CP. I pray CP because he comes from that Philly culture, and so something with me is helping me out, giving me the hope to believe in that. You know what I'm saying? And like, bruh, like, look, man, like, I'm very much so hoping and praying that CP brings that, because he's already doing it, not revealing too much of his scheme, brings that football first mentality from Philly, from Denver, all that. Like, bruh, no, man, like, sit him down. Because I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, he was with a direct positional coach when they made that change of James Bradbury sitting the bench. Just being honest with you. So, like, if we don't see that same CP here, y'all know who it is. It's somebody is at the top is making that call and making that change, because like he came from an environment where they were doing competition and playing everybody. I'm just so Shotty's been preaching it. With tight end too. I should forgot it. Like I forgot to put that on my list. Tight end too. I'm looking to see if competition prevailing. I really don't care about quarterback, but quarterback too as well. Running back, all of that. Play the best guys, and if you feel like the room is not good enough, we need to be picking our phone up and we need to be calling somebody's agent or some other team. Like I'm not here for believing in the story. I know how powerful a story is. Stories don't win Super Bowls. It never did. It never will. So, my very next one, the number four things out of 8 that I'm going to be paying attention to, the indicator from camp, very much so important, is the trenches. I am so excited for this iteration of the trenches. Shout out to Vach. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be doing it again where he's going to be down there and getting us the exclusive. This is going to be probably the most important, like, area to pay attention to for the Dallas Cowboys, because that's where your head coaches has been emphasizing. That's where your DC has been emphasizing. That's where your OC has been emphasizing. When you look at it, that's where all of our investments going. Like, that's where it's at. The defensive tackle, the center position, the 2 guards position. I am ready for that fight. Insert the edges and insert the tackles as well. I am ready for the iron sharpening the iron. I want to see, let's go for the offensive side, the entire offensive line. I expect a giant step from them. I made a whole video on it already. In terms of cohesion, we should be playing on a whole nother level. We should be making a lot less mistakes this year. When I grade the film after every game, it should be a lot more clean football, not just, dominate. I want you to dominate, but clean executing football, very few mistakes, very few blunders in protection or in terms of, the run blocking scheme. We should be executing, because now you got a year 2 with Connor Riley and Clayton Adams. This development, we need to make the most of it, because I think Clayton Adams is getting too much buzz. I pray that he ain't gone yet. But and in terms of, we need to be featuring our interior offensive line. I think Tyler Smith is going to take a giant year. People are starting to recognize that he is the best guard in the entire league. Tyler Booker, do I need to, tell y'all about Tyler Booker? I was fighting for Tyler Booker. Y'all already know the story on that. Like, come on now. What y'all are seeing is what I was trying to tell y'all. I saw Alabama, and guess what? I feel he gonna get even better. I feel like the ceiling for where Tyler Smith is now, I feel like in the years to come, Tyler Booker can very much so surpass it. And a lot of people are not talking about in Cooper Beebe, because I think because people are low key forgetting about it, but I'm praying Cooper Beebe can stay healthy, because Cooper Beebe is one of the guys I believe that's not getting enough recognition. Like, he's not, everybody terms in centers, they mention, guys like Linderbaum, or, they mention other guys and not Beebe, but people like the rest of the NFL is going to feel Beebe this year. I think he's ready. I think he what I'm saying, he's at a development. The game is slowing down another year with him, and they're very much so getting stronger. So I can't wait to this year. The more duo blocks, us getting up to the next level, running zone concepts. I hope we featuring Beebe more, because I feel like Beebe can move a little bit. So a lot of the turn back protections were basically all 4 of the offensive line going one way, and Beebe is pulling by himself. You know what I'm saying, and leading the way. So because when if Beebe can fully unlock that athletic trait and being able to move, he can get into that Kelsey range or do what Travis Frederick was able to do. But I'm telling you right now, like, Beebe this year, Beebe is ready to take that next step. I really, in terms of the tackle play, I'm very excited for Guyton this year. I know a lot of people are questioning about Guyton. I'm going to put I'm not going to, deny that it's not a question there, but I am very excited for Guyton. A lot of people are doubting Guyton very much so, but look, man, like, I think Guyton his problem, I'm telling you, is not necessarily his play, it's his availability. If Guyton can make it through this camp, I very much so think he is primed for a big year because a lot of people forget last year during this time during training camp he was putting on a clinic. Matter of fact, when people was out there hyping up Ezaraku, the person who was out there locking all our edges up and actually, was making me less and less excited about our edge room post Micah was Tyler Guyton. Like, because Guyton he's stronger. He's getting more nimble. People don't understand how athletic he is. He's really an athletic freak because he's six. People don't understand he's like 6'7". You know what I'm saying? 320, 330. Like at that, that's very, very, you know what I'm saying? It's very hard to be nimble when you're that tall. You know what I'm saying? So if he can get more coordinated, learn how to put together the combos, know when to use it, get in the film room. I hope when I'm out there in Frisco, I can have a conversation with him because I'll let him know what he needs to work on and let him just keep confirming to him because sometimes our players just need to hear that, dog, you in the right way. Hey man, like you on the right trajectory. You just got to continue to believe and everything like that. But I'm telling you right now, like I believe in Guyton. I really do. I think Guyton is not only a starting level tackle. I think he can easily, and he can easily be a high level tackle in this league. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be all pro. That's where, like, if he can get past this this injuries and stuff like that, and all the mental stuff, that then we can start talking about all pro. But he can easily achieve that because he is in terms of traits, he is the most physically gifted offensive lineman that we have. Period. We are. In terms of steel, continue to hold it down to become a smarter football player because you're getting to an age where, you know what I'm saying, you can improve, but you're not going to learn anything new, I would say, for steel. But you know what I'm saying? But hopefully we will lean in to steel. I promise you, if we lean in on Steel's strengths and actually be a balanced football team or be 55-45 in terms of run pass ratio, a lot of people will get off Steele's case because he's a totally different player when he can lean on. Our offensive line in general is a totally different player when we can fully lean on and actually, lean into what they're good at. Now, the interior defensive line, very much so. I'm very interested to see, especially what they're going to be going against the offensive line, like with Quentin Williams, which everyone talks about Kenny Clark, Otito, Bullard. I'm really interested to see in the interior and how their fights we're going to be a better team because we got this. This is why I put this on there because the fights that we finna have in the inside, we got some big heavy guys and they're good and they actually solid. Like 4 of these interior D tackles can be starting D tackles on another football team, and they're gonna be constantly going up against this interior all game. No, it's gonna be a heavyweight fight. And I honestly hope we see some fights, like some actual fist fights, not for entertainment, because like it's all of this. What I'm talking about is continue to feed our identity that Shotty wants from us in terms of being physical. I hope this year, Shotty, you are not you are not so urgent to eject the guy from practice who starts a fight. I'm sorry, Shotty. Because honestly, if your dad was alive, he would be saying the same thing. If you want a physical and nasty football team, you need to do a better job in terms of how you're going to discipline that. You cannot take that away from when the nastiness happened within practice, but then have the expectations of still being that. The training camp is for that. It's for you because you're trying to whoop them into shape. So you're gonna whoop them, and they may fall under, or you're gonna whoop them as you're getting them into shape. Some people may go past that point in terms of their getting into that physicality shape. In the interior, with Quentin Williams, Booker, Steele, Smith, it's gonna be a bloodbath. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a bloodbath. And if it gets to that point, let it go on. Because I'm telling you right now, this fight, I'm telling y'all right now, bro, this battle in the training camp is going to be the most important battle for this team. But versus the D tackles and the guards. Throw the edges and the tackles in there as well. Because, like, they set the tone. They set the tone. And you got good on both sides. Do not pull back. You need to see this through. I'm telling you right now. I'm very much so like, look, man, if Quinnen want to swing on BB at any point, do not be going immediately trying to and break them up. Let's see it through. Because, like, Quinnen is bringing it out of BB, and to a point, BB is bringing it out of Quinnen. And we going to need both of them in order for us to have your vision this year. I'm very much going to be paying attention to the battle within the trenches, iron and sharpen iron. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you, for the vision you've been saying, we go as the offensive line go, we're trying to build a wall up front. If you want your vision, I'm telling you right now, when, ain't no if, when it get ugly, let it marinate a little bit. Because they whipping each other into shape. It's going to be, I just want to be over there. I wish I can go to Oxnard for when it just gets started, because, you know what I'm saying? It's going to build up. It's going to build up. And when it build up, we got to be ready. And look, bro, we got to, it's going to be fireworks. Because if we finally, because last year, bro, I'm going to be honest with you, we had no Micah, right? We didn't have Kenny Clark yet, pre-Quinnen Williams. We were talking about how gangster the interior was going to be, and that's true, but let's be honest with you. It was not iron sharpen iron. What was the defensive line doing last year? Running, 3 techs out there. I hated the lineup Eberflus and White Cotton used to do, I swear to God, when they get into that Osa and Solomon Thomas look, and everybody was talking about Lou, ain't no Lou, nothing, bruh, because I'm looking at them too. Guys under 200, 300 pounds, check the play. We finna run duo and we finna run power at them too. Them too. And people was, they could beat them. No, they couldn't beat them to the spot. Just being honest with you. They couldn't beat them to the spot. I'm so glad that we're gonna be fine and having iron and sharp iron and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, I am so glad. But I literally, every time they posted a clip of a run in the series, I was like, Jesus, bro. Like, bro, oh my God. Like, it was too easy. Like, I know we're the offense was the better side, but you still want your, if we calling ones out, it shouldn't be that easy. You know what I'm saying? So number 5 out of 8. We're trekking along through this. Appreciate everybody coming through here. Number 5, the defensive back development. I am going to be paying attention to, and I'm going to be doing a whole lot of shows with Boss on this, because he got that pedigree. You know what I'm saying? He played that position. I'm going to be asking him so many questions this year. Everyone. And I do mean everyone. Even the people who are probably not going to make this roster. I need to see some improvement, significant improvement from everyone in that defensive back room. Because, Christian Parker, this is your calling card. This is your calling card. I don't know about y'all. I'm a little bit burned from last year. Because last year, we kept hearing Eberflus. Ooh, Eberflus, he's a linebacker whisperer. Lou, he's a linebacker whisperer. Look, Lou, I know he didn't play Sam. He's a linebacker whisperer. Yeah, I'm Missouri. Show me. I got a little bit of hope, a little bit of belief, because you got actual proof of that. But guess what? Your test for me is my room. My Dallas Cowboy defensive back room. Can you coach him up? And you got help. You got some dogs, and you got Ryan Smith there who's coached up some guys. A lot of people are not talking about Derek Ansley, who's a former DC at both college and in the pros. You know what I'm saying? And he's coached numerous amount of all-pro safeties with Derek Ansley, because we got him from Green Bay, right? Who's the all-pro safety over there, Lou? Xavier McKinney. He also coached briefly at San Diego. Who's the all-pro safety over there? Oh, Derwin James. You know what I'm saying? Like, you coached at Bama. Who was that? Oh, you had like Minkah Fitzpatrick. Like, so a lot of these guys, they're coming in. You know, they have some highlight names and everything like that. DBs. You know what I'm saying? Safeties included. We got some dogs now. Time to coach them up. If they are to be at playmaking level, then that's your expectation, Derek Ansley. That's your expectation, Christian Parker. Ryan Smith, you got a lot of work to do. And Christian Parker, he should be right there, right beside you. We got too much in there. I need y'all to help me if I'm wrong. Can y'all put the name of the assistant we got? That's in the assistant. Who's the assistant DB coach or the assistant cornerback coach? I forgot. I'm blanking on his name. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, bro. I'm very much so paying attention to the DB room. Revel needs to hit, and can you get a first round talent that the Dallas Cowboys, you know, projected him to be? Can you fulfill what everyone's who's like a little bit negative about Revel in terms of can he be a pro level corner? I want to see how much of your coaching is going to affect him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to see the improvements because I honestly did not like the defensive back coach last year. Like, it was from going from Al Harris to him, it was very bad. Deron Bland, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, he might be a lost cause because of his injury and his play, but I just still need, if you can, get something out of him. But scratch him. Here's a more important name, Kalen Carson. I need to see some value from Kalen Carson this year. Like, can you get him better? Kalen Carson has been here. We thought he was going to be something like two preseasons ago. I know injuries has gotten him, but in terms of his play, like, we thought he could be like a starting level corner, and it has not worked out to be. But you know what I'm saying? Like, the pedigree of a Christian Parker. Like, what we gonna do now that we got you in the building? You feel me? Devin Moore, who's a guy that also fell in the draft because of injury. It had actually pretty good film. Like, I think injury is the reason why he fell. So, like if he can stay healthy, is that your gym? Like, that you found in the late rounds that you can get into a starting level? I'm paying attention to that. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Thompson, how you gonna use him? Because I believe, you know what I'm saying? Like, like Ryan Smith, you should be very familiar with him. You better communicate these things to Derek Ansley on how, like, you know, what's his strengths, what's his weaknesses, and everything like that. Like, we're gonna be very versatile. I love his athleticism and everything like that. Caleb Downs and his development. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was our premier pick. Like, what are you talking? I've been loving what I see him so far from OTAs, training camp. It's when the rubber meets the mold. It's when the rubber meets the mold. Ugh, I keep saying it wrong. It's when the rubber meets the road. Like, being frank with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to see that brain works. I need to see, like, I need to see, you know, like, the improvements. Can you turn this guy on a trajectory to a star player, which we can say him to be? In year one, I need to see a different trajectory for that room because, like, the previous coach before, I can't emphasize it enough. Soon as he took over, everyone was on having their worst years ever. Everyone, even guys being brought in. Sure, we had injuries, but we have had years. This is why I commend Zimmer. And why I don't give Eberflus any slack. Zimmer was down to like his cornerback number 5, and we were still getting high-level play from him. We had, I don't remember his first name, Omarie out there. We had Josh Butler out there going up against some great offenses, even in later years. And Zimmer still had him playing on a level that was competent. So, everything we did for this defense, well, a lot of people don't talk about, they probably already mentioned over and over again, was to improve that room for sure. Because we made a lot of investments in the cornerback room. And we have had a lot of coaches come in here and completely shit the bed. So, we got too many, I do mean We are employing entirely too many defensive back coaches for me to not see any. I'm talking about everybody needs to have an upward trajectory. I am not going to set the expectation saying everybody needs to be a starter, but they better be better than what they were. Or we can be like, okay, we seeing him, man, I ain't never seen him play like that. Kalen Carson, I'm seeing him get a little bit of his confidence back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I need to be like that in the preseason with everybody in that entire room. And I do mean everybody. Even Jacreeze Bridges, Amir Speed, everybody. Zion Childress, you know what I'm saying? Reddy Stewart, everybody. Every single person. We've been emphasizing teaching and everything like that all season. It's time to teach. It's time to teach. I know you're going up against CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, all that. Look, man, when Flournoy line his ass up, it should be a sparring match. If Mingo line his ass up, it should be a sparring match. If MVS ass line his ass up, it should be a sparring match. You know what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't be like last year when we go into the joint practices and we just getting BTA'd. But it was so bad with the defense, y'all. If y'all remember last year, they didn't even post any clips. No one posts any clips on the defense and how they perform in the Rams versus the Rams in that joint practice. I shouldn't see that this year. I should be getting a completely different outlook on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so look, bro, like I'm going to be doing that. All right, number 6. And, we've been talking about this all season, bro. This is probably one of the most important ones. And I mentioned it briefly, but I said it told you it's going to get his own. It was going to get his own. He's going to get on his own section. We need to solve this running back 2 crisis. It's imperative. And I can't emphasize it enough. It is imperative that the Dallas Cowboys walk away from this preseason. If they don't gain nothing else, they better gain an answer for backup running back. That position is too important, and a lot of people didn't start talking about it until we brought it up and emphasizing it. That honestly, this is going to be a wild statement to say, but the running back 2 is the lifeline of this entire team. And more importantly, Brian Schottenheimer's vision. I'm going to say it again. The running back 2 is our only hope to get Brian Schottenheimer's entire vision for all of this to work. I can't emphasize it enough. I would say the backup running back is probably more important than the backup quarterback on this team. I can't emphasize it no other way. Lou, why is that? Here's the problem. Javante's running style. Here's another problem. Javante's ability. I was not afraid to call it out, even in the midst of him running for what he ran for, like 1,200 yards. I was calling out in the midst of him doing it. I said, he need help. He need a running mate. He may be running for 120 versus the Jets, but he not running back 1 material. He's a co-lead back. Like Javonte has the running style and the running ability that he has to be sharing the backfield with somebody else. Because he will look even better. He will look even better with help. He's not a workhorse. He is far from a workhorse. And he tires out. Javonte Williams, it was a little bit of a controversy, but up until last year, we was already going in with the fact saying that Javonte Williams and his injury history was a concern. Well, last year was the most healthiest he's ever been, and you still saw the extent of his injury history. He was the most healthiest he's ever been, and he still broke down. And I see why. Denver Broncos drafted him to be the lead back, to be the solo back. Year 2. Comes to Dallas. Some people are not built to take 30 carries a game. And Shout out to Henny in the building. Boss, me, landlord, we were sitting in the middle of him doing, hey man, go get a Kamara. Oh, he averaged, go get a Kamara. Oh, he averaging 6 yards a carry. He having to run through 30 people in order to get all them 6 yards. And you gotta have enough like foresight to see in order to keep him to be able to run through the same 6 people, he need to be fresh as possible. So this brings me on why running back 2 or the entire running backing room, the stable, if we don't do nothing else in this entire camp, we have to walk out with certainty and confidence that we got the guy or the guys to go alongside Javonte this season, this all season. A lot of people didn't even mention the reason why. It's because an offense without a running back under Brian Schottenheimer, I don't think y'all saw that enough. Boy, I saw a drive and a half without Javonte. I saw a completely different Shotty. It looked like you know what it looked like? It looked like a musician playing without soul. It looked like James Brown. You know what I'm saying? Doing his thing, dancing without soul. When you don't have something, when Brian does not have his reliable punch, oh, it looks bad, man. It looks bad. And a lot of people did not highlight it enough. And then what a lot of people are not going to like, but the running back in 2 for this team, I know a lot of people are rooting for a certain person. The running back 2 has to, and I do mean has to be in the same archetype and build that can replicate what Javonte is doing. Catch that. A lot of people do not want to hear this, but the running back in 2 for Brian Schottenheimer has to mimic or provide some type of same effect as a Javonte Williams. I know everyone loves speed. I know it. Speed is a great trait. But what I'm trying to explain to y'all, Schottenheimer and even Papa Schottenheimer, they are not allergic to speed. They're not allergic to speed. You know what they're allergic to? Lack of versatility. So if you're a running back that's fast, you need to be able to do something else too. I played it. I'm going to play it in future videos. Schottenheimer revealed his entire plan why he was so iffy about the running back in room last year. He literally hates having to be pinned down on 1st and 5, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 8. He hates being pinned down onto a certain amount of plays to call based on the personnel that's out there. I.e., he hates having one-trick ponies on the football field. You need to be able to do everything that he's asking you to do. And when I'm looking at his definition of what everything is, go look up the press conference when he was literally describing Javonte Williams. That's Shotty's everything. And if you want the definition of Shotty's, other variation of everything with speed, I told y'all what archetype you need to be looking for. And he mentioned it when mentioning Jadon Blue. LaDainian Tomlinson. LaDainian Tomlinson ain't no powerful back. He ain't no back that's gonna run through you. Now he is a little bit heavy though. But when you think of LaDainian Tomlinson game, the best way in the modern version, so everybody can say it, so I can help everyone visualize it. LaDainian Tomlinson was Christian McCaffrey before Christian McCaffrey. Got speed, but can take it inside also. Can line up as a receiver. You know what I'm saying? Give somebody a slant, give him a quick Texas route, being able to, run a corner. Just a playmaker with the ball in his hands, but versatile enough that I can call it inside as well. Christian McCaffrey is actually slightly bigger than what LaDainian Tomlinson was, but he's mentioning LaDainian Tomlinson. Why did Shotty mention LaDainian Tomlinson, Lou? Because he had LaDainian Tomlinson. Him and his dad. A lot of people don't remember that in LaDainian Tomlinson, when he broke all them records, people forget who was the coach. People forget who was the coach. It's not that I'm against Blue. I am just literally reiterating and restating the history of the Schottenheimers. They have been the same exact way of over 40 years in coaching. They did not change their habits of what they like in year 2025 and 2026 just because. The running back in 2 is so important. I can't emphasize it enough. To this football team, it's crucial for unlocking the passing game. It's crucial for maintaining our identity. And it's crucial for literally featuring your strength of probably your entire football team, and that is your middle 3. I want Shotty to get his vision so bad, and I'm so confident that it will work, because the main reason why, because as the season goes on, as the weather gets colder and the stakes rise, this plan that Shotty and his vision that he's been running his entire life gets even more dangerous. Early in the season, you may be only getting 4 a pop, but I promise you, if you keep leaning on them with a fresh Javante and a fresh running back at 2, is it Maffa? Is it somebody else off this team? When you keep doing that for a span, you constantly leaning on people, bruh, it'll weaken them safeties. It'll weaken them corners. It'll weaken that DC. Because a lot of people don't understand, bro. I forgot what I was watching. I was going to post this video. Somebody was asking, like, would you rather, you know what I'm saying, throw for 500 yards or run for 400? And the dude who answered the question, he used to be playing football. He said, dog, run for 400. He said, why? He said, because, dog, if you run for 400 yards, you have taken away the wheel of the opposing team. They have no choice but to lay down and just die. In the past, if you running for 400 yards, Jesus Christ, the play action is just wide open. Because if they can't stop your jab, they sure can't stop your uppercut. I'm telling you, bro, like, I think a lot of people want to go for that single stab, but that death by, that's the mini cuts. You right, 864? It's like twice as dangerous as the game or the match or the battle goes on. We want to lather up and weaken our opponents because it can take us further. And that's Shotty's vision. That's all I fight for, to get my coach's vision. If this was McCarthy, if this is McCarthy, my only hope for the run game is to be effective as we airing it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Rico, dog, it's only one dude in the box. Get these 5 yards. You know what I'm saying? That's my only thing. But yeah. So, and then let's go to problem number 7. I'm trying to think, did I miss anything? Making sure I didn't miss anything, y'all. My bad. Yeah, this is what I want to add. Like, I want to briefly talk about problem number 7. Is I'm gonna be paying attention to is the assistant coaches in terms of the player development. You can really, I'm really interested to see, especially on the defensive side with Marcus Dixon, with our, Uzo Deribe, with Ryan Smith. I mentioned Derek Ansley, Scott Simons. I'm really interested to see how these guys gel and mesh in the first season. This is going to be very important. Like, and if they're all under and aligned for getting, because the reason why it's important, the faster they are aligned to Christian Parker's vision, it can help lessen the developmental curve or the growing pains we're going to experience from a Christian Parker. Because even if Christian Parker, is calling the wrong play, like, we all in tune, we feel together. So I believe, like, can we trust these assistant coaches in terms of their development, and they're getting better as coaches? Like, even like our consultants with BT Jordan, like, I'm gonna be paying attention to them. Then on the offensive side of the ball, and our assistants there, can we get, how does a year 2 look like? What is a second year of teaching your philosophies and your schemes, and your voice being louder now, because last year was your first year. What is year 2 what does year 2 you look like? I like the video Boss always, puts up with Al Harris and with Trayvon Diggs, because it's because in the play, Trayvon Diggs made a great play, but the one thing he kept mentioning, Al Harris, like, hey, man, we're not emphasizing that this year. I told you, this is not year 1. This is different expectations. That's what I'm looking for in terms of the offensive side. In terms of Junior Adams, we got different expectations, CD, you know what I'm saying, GP. We got different expectations for you, Flo. We got different expectations for you, tight end room, Lunda Wells, you know what I'm saying? Clayton Adams. We got different expectations, Dak. Like, this is why this year I'm not looking for you to be the same offense as last year. I'm being honest with you. Like, that should be, and that's what I think that's what it is with the offensive evolution. We should be. I ain't trying to get all the yards, and I ain't trying to get all the points this year. Can we execute this year? Like, there's a lot of stuff last year. I don't want to say we let it slide, but the expectations was lower because we just getting to meet y'all. But now I expect damn near perfection now, because you understand what I want from you. So I'm like, that's very important. The defensive side and the defensive assistant coaches, in terms of their development, and how they are immediately getting in tune and aligned with CP, and the offense raising their expectations, because this is going to be very important. Now, the last one, number 8, this is going to be probably the biggest one of the year, and y'all don't want to hear it. What is the plan for George Pickens in his contract year? I'm gonna be paying attention to this. What do I mean by that? I'm gonna be watching very closely how you deploy Ryan Flournoy. Are you trying to lower somebody's snaps in order to improve Ryan Flournoy, with just basically letting Flournoy earn his reps that he's been doing naturally? In terms of targets distribution, as an offensive coordinator and a play caller last year, Brian Schottenheimer, will you be better with the target distribution between CD and GP? Will you not only be better, will you be smarter with the targets distribution between CD and GP? The one thing I'm gonna be paying attention to, and I'm gonna know if y'all really serious, if y'all really, and I'm gonna be honest with you, forgive me for my language, or if you fucking around. If GP is not again, if he's not getting more goal line targets this year, what are we doing? Can I be honest with y'all? What are we doing, bro? My bad. I had a silent thing right here, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why there should be no excuse to why Jake Ferguson should be our highest targeted player in general in the red zone.
Excuse me.
Excuse me? There should be no, and I do mean no reason, Jake Ferguson should be targeted more than George Pickens.
Excuse me.
I'm just being frank with you. The deep balls this year. Unless we seen it like last year, they actually getting smart again from the beginning and put in the safe, but still throw that thing. I shouldn't see CeeDee Lamb getting more deep ball targets than George Pickens. I don't care how none of y'all put it. I don't care how none of y'all put it. Because CeeDee Lamb is not a better deep ball receiver than George Pickens. That is George Pickens' calling card. I'm going to be paying attention very closely on that because this goes back to what I said earlier. A lot of people put their head in the sand when in terms of these in terms of politics and stuff like that. I'm gonna be paying attention to that, bro. It shouldn't be a Des Bryant part 2 or Amari part 2 where we're seeing like a significant decrease in the usage of Pickens because we're trying to get his price down. Because a storyline like that, a storyline like these I've been mentioning before, can affect the season. If we are purposely not trying to get one of our best players on the offense involved, how can that not affect the season, y'all? How do you expect this team to win the same or execute the same when we're purposely not targeting a guy due to money concerns? I'm gonna be paying attention to that, man. I'm gonna be paying attention to also if George Pickens is cooperating with this. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna be paying attention to if George Pickens is cooperating with this. George Pickens. I better not see no complaining from you this entire season. I better not see no complaining from you this entire season. If you wanted your money and fight, the time to fight was 2 weeks ago. You didn't sign your name on a dotted line now. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm not going to make no content on, you know what I'm saying? Like, we should pay him. No, bro. Because at the end of the day, dog, I wanted y'all to come to a solution. This was the solution y'all agreed upon. If you thought it should have been another solution, you should have did something a couple of weeks ago. I'm just being honest. Because now this shit is getting in the way of what I care about, and that's winning. Just being frank with you. It's getting in the way of winning. And I'm not okay with that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, look, man, that's that. That's the indicators. Pay attention to. Put in the chat what y'all worried about or y'all gonna be keying in on in the season. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Y'all gonna be looking at during the season. Y'all gonna be focusing on. That's what I'm gonna be focusing on right there. Those are my indicators. I appreciate y'all. Got a couple more things that I want to talk about briefly before I get up out of here. There's been a lot of talk and a lot of lists. I kind of want to, veer away from it. I didn't say nothing on it on Twitter or nothing like that, but they've been trying to a lot of talk on the QB rankings. I know I'm late with it. What else can be said? Like, I've been saying that Dak is a top 5, top 4 quarterback in the league, and it's not because I'm being a homer or anything like that. It's because, like, in terms of ability, Dak is up there. I really hate, one of my biggest pet peeves, how everyone rates quarterbacks or rates NFL positions in general, because they go, and especially if you do year to year, if you vary hot and cold year to year, because you're just doing it backwards. Because it's like they're quick to crown a quarterback on a good year in the first year. In the first year, they always put the quarterback over is Dak. That's the measuring stick. But what to me makes a great quarterback, what a lot of people don't understand, is that you consistently great. And the reason why a lot of people be wrong the very next year on their quarterback and rankings is because, dog, once the plan is out on you, once the MO is out on you, once the film is out on you, how do you adapt? Get ready for the sophomore slump, but how do you, like the great quarterbacks after that sophomore slump, bounce back? Because they adjust the adjustment. And a lot of these quarterbacks, like a CJ Stroud, like a Jaden Daniels, got rated very high after that first season. Then the very next year, they knocked off, a lot lower because they didn't adjust, or some other excuse, or whether it be. But I very much so pay attention to that, man. Quarterbacks like Dak, and what makes him great and why I'm so confident to always put him at the top, because every single year, which is rare, Dak is actually getting better the more he age. He said, when it comes to IQB, we are like the Friday movie. We never have anything that matches up. Crazy how it's been, and sick of it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? But if you ask me, I think Dak is literally like the number 3 quarterback. I will only accept so many quarterbacks after this, because I measure a quarterback by, for one, people do about, if you measure a quarterback by wins, that's how I know you're a casual. Winning is football is the ultimate team sport. I don't do that winning shit. That is the laziest argument anybody makes up. You can bring it up in basketball because there's only 5 guys on the court at a time, and somebody can go for 60 and you know what I'm saying, and win. Here in football, dog, just like Dak did in his rookie season, where he actually walked off the field with the lead versus Aaron Rodgers, he can't control, because he's on the sideline looking, if Aaron Rodgers just slices up the defense and goes scores again. I don't know how people cannot process that in their minds, but if you can't process that in their minds, you're not a football savant like me. You don't take this shit seriously. You trying to have barbershop talk, and if you're doing that, we can't talk. Just being honest with you. How I look at it, I split it up. Ain't nothing wrong with being a game manager, but if you like somebody where the situation got to be perfect for you to succeed, or like we got to see the best version of you in the best situation, then I got to put you down as a quarterback, because you don't uplift the situation uplifts you. One of my quarterbacks I notoriously put in there, and a lot of people hate, is Jared Goff. I am not in the most impressed by Jared Goff. A lot of people are. They're gonna sit up here and throw the numbers at me. Yeah, to hell with that bullshit. Jared Goff needs a perfect situation in order for him to win. If you switch Dak Prescott and Jared Goff last year, we are picking in the lottery. Yeah, he may throw for 5,000 yards, but it's no way in hell he can carry a bad defense too. That's the difference of what I measure. Say anything with Jalen Hurts, bro. Like, dog, we on year. Hey, I got a lot of respect for Jalen Hurts. To be honest with you, in terms of ability, you're not on this level. So I never got in any arguments with Eagles fans who couldn't get past that notion, or that just that thought. I couldn't get past. I don't argue with people like that. I just don't. You got your receiver room is worth over $70 million, and you over here throwing for 150 yards a game, but we getting wins. Get the fuck out of here, dog. You're not uplifting that situation, dog. Just being frank, you're not uplifting that situation. You have an all-world offensive line, all-world running back, all-world defense, and you walking out of there for your contributions being 100 yards through the air. You're limited. You know what I'm saying? And then honestly, like, I think Dak is better than even a Josh Allen or a Lamar. Because they're not leaders like Dak. And they also ain't had the same success in the postseason. Like, I hate when they bring up that postseason argument, because it's only one quarterback that's been having success. That's why the argument is dead. Mahomes is the only quarterback that's had a success. And there's been times where Mahomes has been carried too, because football is a team sport. That's how it's supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to work. So, yeah, I want to talk about that, but, you know, just briefly, you know, I saw that they ranked our, you know, quarterback in the top in terms of premier wide receiver duos. We got a lot of other positions that in the Dallas Cowboys that's premier. I think we got the best trio in terms of interior offensive linemen. I think we got the best duo in terms of, or one of the best duos in terms of interior defensive linemen in the league. I think the wide receiver duo, they be trying to play too much, talking about it's second best. Bro, this is why, can I be honest with y'all? This is why I hated the arguments with, you know, a George Pickens and a CeeDee Lamb. We have something rare. So I hate when people try to compare the previous receivers because of stats to what we have. Both your receivers have an argument to being the best receiver of this era. Or not of this era, like of the year. Like they have a actually hat in the ring. They can, like, you can argue, you know, some people, I wouldn't, like last year, you can argue like, hey, George Pickens over Justin Jefferson. Hey, over Jamar Chase. Hey, like, and there's been years before where you can say the same thing about CeeDee Lamb. That's why when people were comparing them like to the show on turf, respect to both of them guys, even in terms of like statisticians. But there was no point, even in the 90s, where they thought those guys in any year was better than who was at the top during those years. Same thing with Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. We only rank and Devontae Smith is dangerous, but let's be frank, bro. AJ Brown is the one who's getting his name in them conversations. Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne was the dog. Marvin Harrison, good number 2. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Mike Evans was the one who was in those top receiver 1 conversations. Chris Godwin was someone we held to a high level, but we still didn't view him as a wide receiver 1 ever, even with him getting all those yardage. You had, like, you do not command the attention as everyone. Like, I hope people understand that CeeDee Lamb and Pickens are both, at any team, are commanding, like, number 1 respect. So, like, when you want to put T. Higgins and Jamar Chase in this conversation, at no point ever in my life I have consulted T. Higgins being the best receiver in the league. If you have, stop talking football. Nobody has ever done that. Also, like, you know, I think this safety duo is going to be, if Caleb Downs can hit, we can have probably one, we can throw our head in the ring for probably maybe top 10 safety duo in the league with Jalen Thompson and Caleb Downs. But no, man, we got a special team though. Let me get up out of here. Before I get up out of here, I forgot to do this, man. Shout out to PrizePicks. They're having a new offer, brand new offer, man. If you play $5, you get $150 back. If you win, using code HMA. For more details, click the description down below. I have a lineup that I'm going to actually I'm going to submit right now because I didn't submit it. I was about to not submit it in time, but I got Kelsey Mitchell over. Oh no, I got Kelsey Mitchell more for 27 PRA and Brittany Griner less for the PRA. And just like that, submitted the lineup and I'm just ready to go. Shout out to the WNBA. football season around the corner. We're gonna be having, weekly, logs we're gonna be doing as well. But like I said, for more, they're doing a new offer. Play 5, get 150. Shout out to PrizePicks, man. Check the description down below. Yep. All right. But y'all excited, man? I'm excited, man. Football season, like, Jesus, man. Football season is so close. So glad, man, that it's here. I ain't gonna lie. The Dallas Cowboys have a big season coming up. Very much so important on how we approach this season. If our 2 play callers are getting their full vision, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me let this dog. If they're getting their, their full vision, which means everything they need. So this is why I've been heavy on edges, offensive line, running back 2, all that. Hold on, this dog right here. Gotta handle business. It's all good though. It's all good though. But you know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I've been trying to fight so hard to get, hold on, let's see. This is what happens when we don't make it in the playoffs. The offseason seems long. Right, Nigel? I ain't gonna lie, because it's your offseason. When the offseason started, man, our offseason started in probably early December, because I think, was it November we played the Lions, and when our season was pretty much over. And then we immediately, we got to immediately, shift our focus and, put to the draft. Or more importantly, before that, it was, the free agency and everything like that, and hoping and praying. Yeah, yeah, man, it's definitely long, but I appreciate y'all for coming out, man. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the content. Continue, like I said, we are doing the giveaway probably next week. I'm giving away the Fandango the movie cards. I got 3 of them. I'm trying to send somebody to go see the Odyssey, bro. Y'all need to go see that. Y'all need to. So I'm trying to send y'all to go see that movie, The Odyssey, because dog, that's probably the best movie of this decade. Just being honest with you, it is a fire movie. I'm trying to go see it again, but no, I'm gonna go see it again. So, but I'm trying to give back and send y'all to go see that, because I'm telling y'all right now. Or if you don't want to see that, because in 2 weeks, Spider-Man finna come out, honestly. Or you can hold on to it until December. Marvel Avengers, they just dropped their trailer. I think they finna come out with some. It's a couple of movies finna come out. I think Dune is next year. But cause I think Spider-Man's gonna be. I think Spider-Man gonna be good. I don't know if it's gonna be as good as The Odyssey, but it's gonna be good. But he does a great. I'm not lying, Reaper. It's probably the best movie of this generation. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do not give that out just lightly. It is not hype either. No, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Doomsday look hard, Nigel. I can't wait. I can't wait, boy. Ooh. Nah, bro. This is why. Hey, I swear I love the movie. It's one thing I miss about COVID. Well, I did not miss him from COVID. Is when the movies was closed. I hated viewing movies from the crib, bro. Cause I like to be in there, getting that buttery popcorn. Nah, man, Dune is this year. Dune and Doomsday drops the same day. Boy, I ain't gonna lie, these movie studios are getting bold. I feel bad for because both of these are not Marvel. It's because Spider-Man not Marvel. Spider-Man is Sony. Damn. Because if you really think about it, they contested both of these damn superhero movies. The Odyssey came and just took over. So I hope Spider-Man better be something, boy, because we're gonna notice if it's a difference in quality. Cause dog, like, we just got through watching Odyssey, and I'm trying to go see it again. I'm really trying to go see it in IMAX in the 7mm. I'm trying to see it in that. You know what I'm saying? The same day, boy, they chose violence. And I just seen a trailer for Doom. Doom look hard, bruh. Hey, see, look. Doom 3, Part 3, it look hard. They chose violence, this shit, and I love it too. Look, man, I'm tired of these damn sequels and prequels and shit like that, bro. I'm just being honest with you. I'm so glad that we got, the one thing I've been loving in these movies has been original IPs, original ideas again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so glad we getting such, and that's probably why Odyssey did so well, even though it is a very good movie. But it's finally something that is not a prequel or nostalgia based. It was its own thing, and it came in. It was just a good overall movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what we've been missing. Like, we've been missing. And I'm telling you right now, like, Marvel better start coming with it, dog. I'm gonna be honest with you, because hopefully Hollywood change from that lazy ass like sequel bullshit. I like original. That's the one thing I'm missing from like my early years of watching movies. I miss just original stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now if something original come out, if it does well, you can guarantee the sequel gonna be fucking ass because they're gonna rush the sequel. You know what I'm saying? This is completely unrelated. My daughter loves Moana, right? Moana 2 just came out 2 years ago, and these guys already did a damn live action. It was terrible, bruh. All they did was copy and paste the script. And they put Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in a fat suit. Secret Wars is next year. See, I'm low-key a little bit like mad because I wanted Kang, bruh. I'm so mad they ain't doing Kang, bruh, because I really like Kang as a character in terms of Marvel. But I thought it was gonna be dope. I'm really mad they canceled it. I really am, because like, I'm praying that they ain't trying to like smash together this Doomsday and rush it. You know what I'm saying? I'm really hoping and praying that they ain't rush this Doomsday. But it looks dope though. You know what I'm saying? They bringing back the original X-Men, Fantastic Four. They should lose, but I think they gonna win. I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason the movie that pissed me off is where they made Ant-Man beat Kang, a D-list superhero, bro, and they made his ass beat Kang. I'm like, bro, all you do, you have the power of an ant, dog. Like, what the heck? But nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad movies are getting back good again. I'm gonna be honest with you, because it's a good little, you know, relaxing thing. But appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to the content. He said Marvel's need a stimulus package to keep Disney afloat, so they can. You're right. That's why they put out these movies. They be trying to fund. That's why I hate that. They be trying to fund other things. They be trying to put out a quick movie to fund the damn you know, what is it? The parks. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll put out a quick movie to fund something else. It's kind of, honestly, somebody need to study that. This is why like big corporations should be buying up every market. You can't be. There's a point where you can get too big because you probably can't fund, or you have the ability to fund everything, but you're gonna start putting out slop just to fund little things, and it's hurting consumers like me, because we care about this. Like, we care about. I just want good movies. Good movies. I hate slop, bro. Like, just being honest with you. You over here, oh, we spent $500 million. Yeah, because you just all you did was cast certain people. But like, nah, like, honestly, they spent like, their budget was like $600 million. But you understand why? Because dog, they had to film half the damn movie on a damn mountain, and they spent half the time, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the money was going places. So But yeah, I'm gonna really get up out of here now. Do I have any promo? Did I do that? Yes, I did. Make sure y'all to check out this video I did on Malachi Lawrence and the edge plan that I have in place for him. Something they can, it's a very good video, high quality, you know what I'm saying? Well, Christian Parker, everything like that, that we should do. Mortal Kombat was a promise. I didn't see Mortal Kombat 2, Nigel. Look, if you talking like that, I'm so glad too. I might put that on while I'm editing or something and have that play in the background before I watch that, man. Just being frank with you. Hey, I just want good movies. But I appreciate y'all, man. Until next time. We out.